Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a very big episode of Tyria then. This is the Big 50. This is episode 50, Miko.
Yeah, a big milestone. Another milestone for us. Yay, us.
It is a big milestone. We have not, none of our, I think Guild Mag podcasts made it to like the 60s, didn't it?
Yeah.
But we were not both on all 60 something episodes.
No, we were not.
This is our first 50 episode direct venture.
I feel like we need like some festive poppers or something.
Yeah, we need to log into Guild Wars. We need to farm up some sparklers or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Whatever those like anniversary firework things are that go to your party pooper title.
Yes.
And then we need to let them off.
Yep.
We didn't do anything special for this episode. We just played the game.
Yeah. That's what we did. That's
yeah.
special enough.
I feel like in the past we have discussed the possibility of doing something special for 50, and then we did not have the time to plan something.
Yeah.
Maybe for 100 we will do something exciting and different. But we did do a fairly juicy play session for episode 50.
Yes.
We started and dove pretty deep into the Char versus humans section of the Eye of the North plot in Guild Wars 1.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun to get into. And then we've been busy on our other show, Tyria Reforged, covering the announcement of Guild Wars 3. So if you guys have not listened to those, I would point you over to our Tyria Reforged episodes 1 and 2.
Yes, we even covered the Guild Wars mobile review in that show.
We did. You played part of this content on mobile, didn't you, Miko?
I did. Yes, I did.
If you guys would like to hear how that went, I implore you to go check out Tyria Reforged episode 2 and watch episode 1 as well.
Yes.
If you want to hear all about what we think of Guild Wars 3. But, Miko, what happened on our last episode of Tyria then, our Guild Wars 1 show?
In episode 49, we were wrapping up the Norn storyline. We went out and found Olaf Olafsson to try and convince him to help us out and fight the destroyers. And he was very excited by fighting the destroyers themselves that popped out to fight us. He got really turned on by the battles. That's all I got to say about Olaf and his Norniness. And so we went to the Raven Spirit to get Raven's help and went in and did a little bit of a mission called the Gate Too Far and followed a trail of destroyer enemies to find an Asura Gate and stop the destroyers from coming through. And like I said, Olaf was very turned on by fighting the destroyers and was like, sure, I'll help you hunt them.
He got a little hot and bothered.
He really did. But you know, the player character and Jorah had to kind of explain what Ogden meant by will you raise an army to Olaf, because he's a bit of a meathead and a Norn, and Ogden is kind of a dwarfy meathead.
And then, what's his name, Olaf? And then he laughed us out of the room.
Yeah, he said, I'll send word to your king. And I'm like, why are you, the Norn, sending word to King Jalis, the dwarf king, instead of, Ogden sending him a message? But whatever.
Well, and here's the thing. I went to talk to Jalis at the beginning of this play session.
I forgot.
Olaf did no such thing. He did not tell Jalis that
what the hell?
He was joining up with us, because I told Jalis that he was joining up with us.
On brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where we were left to start this episode. We wrapped up the Norn section of the plot, recruiting several famous Norn to fight for us. I think Olaf is going to fight for us. I believe Sif is going to fight with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Jorah is a hero in our party. She's going to fight with us. Are you still rolling with Jorah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I got Jorah and the
Devona?
not Devona. No, because I keep forgetting to go
Mm.
grab Devona with this character. I have the dervish
Oh yeah,
guy who I
Camus.
picked up. Camus, yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's a beast. I did not get Camus, but I've got Xandra.
Yeah, I got Xandra
She's
as well.
she's making spirits. It's great.
It's great. Yep.
Yeah, the first thing I did this episode was we kind of forgot to do this last episode. We probably should have, because the Northern Allies quest is now turn-inable to King Jalis Ironhammer in a place called the Battle Depths.
Ooh, yes.
This is like a hub dungeon that is off to the side of when you exit the Eye of the North Outpost. You can like climb up a hill and go into the Battle Depths.
Yeah, that would explain why it showed up on my map.
Yes.
I didn't go exploring why.
Yes, that is to turn in this quest. So you go in there and you like take a sharp right and you go down a tunnel and you have to fight stuff, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Since this is like a quest hub area, it sucks to have to fight your way here.
Right.
Mostly those blue djinns, chilling wisps, I want to say.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
And you get to this big cathedral room, like super high vaulted ceilings.
The Mines of Moria.
Yeah, big Moria energy.
Yes.
And Jalis is there,
right,
with like his retinue, right?
Of course, yes.
And I can go talk to him, and a cutscene begins immediately. This cutscene is called Audience with the King. And Jalis greets Ogden. He asks Ogden if he's raised an army, and Ogden is, and Olaf goes, "We are his army." And we tell Jalis that Ogden was like a real good dude and did good work for us, and that we would like to continue working with him. Jalis says this. He does like a. Jalis does like a "it's not the size of the army, it's how you use it" comment, which is
great.
All right. And then Jalis also has a dwarven army, so who cares, right?
Right. Right.
That's kind of the vibe. So the dwarves are with us in our final assault against the destroyers, as well as a couple Norn. So what you're really doing with this quest is recruiting the dwarves, even though you're working for the dwarves. I don't know. I feel like the game is trying to tell me I've achieved something when really we've recruited 3 people.
Right. Right.
Interesting stuff. Did you go do this?
No, I forgot.
Yeah,
so I've got to
you said you didn't.
Still. Yeah.
Yeah, you said you didn't go. Yeah, it's a cool little room. There's a few like named dwarves standing around. There is a guy named High Priest Alcar.
Okay.
He has a quest over his head. I didn't take the quest because it's like you have to go get like a bunch of destroyer lodestones, and I'm not going to kill that many destroyers. I believe this is the quest where you can get destroyer gloves. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
If you bring him all these lodestones, but it's like a whole stack of them. It's like 250, and I'm not doing that.
Right.
Or like 100 or something like that. But this High Priest Alcar guy is from a piece of content from Prophecies that we didn't actually end up diving into.
Oh.
So he's from Sorrow's Furnace.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, we didn't do that.
Yeah, we haven't really done post-endgame content on this show because it's very story light, and it's also really hard, and we don't really have the bandwidth to engage with content difficulty like that. But High Priest Alcar is in the Sorrow's Furnace quest chain, and he is a guy that does research on the destroyers.
Okay. So he seems like a handy guy to have around.
He is, yeah, and he mentions that he knows more about something called the Tome of Rubicon than anybody else alive.
Yeah, this is ringing a bell.
Yeah, it rung a bell for me too. Now, I'm far from like an avid lore scholar, so I pulled up the wiki, and because I was like, where have I heard about that before?
Yes.
I wikied the Tome of Rubicon. This is what the wiki has to say about the Tome of Rubicon. The Tome of Rubicon is an ancient book written by the Great Dwarf himself before the time of the human gods, so pre-Guild Wars 3. Even. Right. This book tells about how the Dwarven race was forged by their god on Anvil Rock, which is an explorable area that we ran through in our Guild Wars 1 playthrough, I want to say. And it describes the ancient battle between the Dwarven deity and the Great Destroyer. I don't know if the Great Destroyer's name has been dropped in this campaign yet.
Mm-hmm.
But spoilers, guys. Who is apparently the arch nemesis of the Great Dwarf. However, not only does it contain lore on Dwarven Pass, but an ancient prophecy that details the Dwarven apocalypse, where the ancient battle of the two beings will be repeated, and no matter what the outcome, it will change or end, in parentheses, the Dwarven race in the process forever.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this tome is quite a big deal, and it integrates heavily into the plot of this game.
Yes.
So I thought that was cool to throw out there, that they kind of foreshadowed that with Sorrow's Furnace.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they had Eye of the North planned when they did the Sorrow's Furnace content, but I think they had this little lore seed they'd planted and weren't sure what to do with, and they took it and ran with it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. We'll be finding out more about how that hooks into Eye of the North as we play through the plot, kind of like the Flameseeker prophecies in the Prophecies campaign, right?
Yes.
The Tome of Rubicon is kind of our Flameseeker prophecies of this game, except it's mentioned a lot less. But
right.
So the first thing we have to do is we decided to go help Gwen find the Ebon Vanguard next.
Yes.
How did this go for you?
So we traveled out because we originally had spoken to her in the Hall of Monuments, because that's really what triggers this question. So you go out and travel to Long Eyes Ledge first. And I believe I ran out from Gunnar's Hold because it's a little bit closer.
I also left from Gunnar's Hold because your options are Gunnar's or Sif Hala.
Yeah.
And Sif Hala is more parallel, but I believe Gunnar's is closer.
Yeah, so I left out of Gunnar's.
And Gunnar's, you can dodge most of the mobs between you and the portal too, which I found handy because I was trying to have Devona in my party because I thought that was fun.
Right.
But it turns out having 3 warriors in your party is not a great comp.
And was Devona leveled up at this point, or was she kind of?
Yeah, she dinged 20 shortly after I started this playthrough. But I have had to replace her because 3 is too many warriors.
Right.
So I have Lena, the Protector Henchman, hanging out.
There you go.
Ogden needs some help in my party. And I was really enjoying being able to dodge most of the mobs because everything in Eye of the North knocks me down. Knockdown is becoming a massive problem for me.
Yeah.
So I desperately need to go kill that Glacial Griffin so I can get that stupid I am unstoppable skill.
Right.
Because I'm so sick of knockdown at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the dilemma I'm currently experiencing. But our quest objective is to search for the Ebon Vanguard in the Char homelands and travel to Long Eyes Ledge. Did you make it there okay?
I did. This is part of the content that I ran on mobile. So I was figuring out the mobile controls and figuring out how to make my character, kill stuff. So I think I did die at one point, but it ended up being fine. By the time we got to Long Eyes Ledge, you could dodge a lot of, like you said, avoid fighting in a good stretch. So I just kind of ran there, saw the portal, and I'm like, yay. And once you get in, then you're in an outpost. Yay. So.
Yes. And this outpost is kind of a transition from Snowy Mountains to the sort of rolling late summer, early autumn fields of pre-searing Ascalon.
Yes. You are back in the Char homelands. These are maps that come up later on in the franchise in Guild Wars 2, but not till you get to Icebrood Saga. So what is that? Way past. That's 2019, 2020 we're talking about here.
That kind of territory.
That kind of. Yeah, so this was kind of a cool little vibe to see these maps again. Because I haven't been in them for a good couple of years, in the later game. And this is a nice area. I like the vibe of the autumnal feel to them. I found it kind of curious that your Res Shrine NPCs are Ascalonian refugees just kind of hanging out
I
in this like
actually
char infested areas.
Yeah, I actually really like it,
Yeah.
because this area is north of the wall,
Yeah.
essentially.
Hmm.
When the Char did the searing, they seared everything, like, along the wall and south of it,
Yes.
so Ascalon proper, but they left most of north of the wall pretty untouched.
Yeah.
So that's the area we're in now, but it stands to reason that there would have been Ascalonians north of the wall, right? Whether they're on scouting missions, whether they
Hmm.
tried to relocate, maybe tried to like go live out in the wilderness, but away from the Char, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very realistically, you could find Ascalonian refugees up here that are just like, well, after the searing, I guess I'm stuck up here now, right?
Yeah. I mean, and it's still considered far shiver peaks, this region.
This one region, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so they would have been cut off, and if you're trying to eke out an
Yeah.
existence, essentially. And if the Ebon Vanguard are trying to like have raid some of these char encampments and set up settlements for themselves.
Yeah, these could be people who've been freed by the Ebon Vanguard, but maybe got separated from their group, right?
Mhm,
Maybe
mhm.
they like have to travel underground railroad style,
Right.
to
Yeah.
reach the Shiver Peaks.
Yes.
There's a lot of super feasible reasons these refugees could be here, so I think it's
Mhm.
cool that they're
Yeah.
the Red Shrine NPCs.
Yeah. And they're the ones that you talk to raise your Ebon Vanguard reputation.
Yeah, they give you the little shrine buff.
Mm-hmm.
This spot, Long Eye's Ledge, is run by a dude named Ulfrin Long Eye.
I think his name is kind of fun. Ulfun Long Eye.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
He is, yes.
He says that the Vanguard did pass through here because we asked him about it.
Mm-hmm.
He also says he has no problem with them fighting Char as long as they do it away from his kind of outpost.
Yeah.
So he's kind of a like, hey, I don't like the Char, but when it comes to conflict, I'm neutral, right?
Right. He's the Switzerland of the Norn.
Yeah, which is it's like not super Norn like.
Mm-hmm.
He also asks us to bring him a nice axe if we find one.
Yeah.
I think he just likes to stay on his side of the fence.
Yeah. Could be.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
So he points us towards the next explorable area and is like, I don't know, go look around.
Yeah. Yeah. He says that he heard fighting some nights before southeast of his little homestead.
Now, what is the name of this explorable area?
Grothmar War Downs.
What is a war down?
I didn't look that up.
I didn't. I didn't either. But I was just looking at the name in my notes, and I was like, "What is? What does that mean?"
Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to Google.
It probably just means like an old battlefield, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's what I would expect. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Grothmar War Downs.
War Down is one of the highest hills in the county of Hampshire, England. So in the South Downs. Okay. Thanks. So hilly.
Okay, a hilly area where maybe there was a war at some point.
Where maybe there was a war at some point. Yes.
Okay, I can accept that. It definitely is just a big slope, like the first half of this area.
It is, yes.
And there are hills throughout as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is also the place. It's called. What is it called in Guild Wars 2? Grothmar Valley, maybe. Grothmar.
Yeah, Grothmar. I thought it had War Downs in its name, but now
maybe it does.
Maybe it is Valley. I don't know. I don't remember.
But
I just remember Grothmar.
Yeah, it is the map in Guild Wars 2 where you get to go to the Metal Legion concert.
Yes, we did like that area.
The Char Metal Band that is introduced in Guild Wars 2 Living World. So
yeah,
kind of a nice throwback area here. Throw forward? I don't know what this is, but
right.
How did you go about finding everybody in like finding your quest objective here? Because there's not immediately a marker.
There is not immediately a marker, and I tried to rely on my memory. Since I did play through this area several times, originally when I was playing the game more actively prior to Tyria then. And so I just remembered going down, following the road, and that you'd end up seeing some interactable objects off in the distance. Some clothes, I think, on a hill, and then if you follow the road, you find a helmet, something like that. So that's what I was doing.
Yeah, I had the exact same recollection. I knew I've played this enough times to where I knew if I follow this path, I will find the
something.
thing.
Yeah.
Did you also notice that the wind whispers to you here?
Yes, it did.
Does that go anywhere?
I think it does. But I don't think we have found out what yet.
Yeah, I have no recollection of what this is related to. It could be like something that leads you to a quest or something like that. I don't know if it's related to the main plot or not.
That I cannot tell you.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, the you enter the area and you get a dialogue blurb that says the wind knows you.
Yes.
And it like knows of your heroic deeds or something.
Yes. Yes.
So that's something to keep in the back of our minds. We do kind of just wander down the path, kill mandragores, which are super annoying and knock you down and turn your health bar every color possible. And then we find what's clearly like a ransacked camp. And there's like a helmet with a green quest thingy over it. Is it a shield? I don't know. It's like a triangular trapezoidal, maybe. Polyagonal. Anyway,
polygonal.
There's a green shape over this helmet in this battle.
It's a polygon.
Yes, and you can click on it, and that will allow you to engage the quest. It is a Ebon Vanguard helmet, and you get this quest called the Battlefield. What happens here, or this cutscene rather?
Oh, so in this cutscene, we basically start investigating the battlefield, and Ogden's like, there was a big battle here, and you're like, I know. And it seems like there are some corpses around, as well as discarded armor. And Gwen tells you that the helmet belongs to Captain Langmar, who we've been searching for, because it was Captain Langmar's division, essentially, that went out from the Eye of the North to the Char territories. And once you're like, well, yeah, there was a battle here, Gwen starts getting fired up. She thinks that the whole group has been killed, and Ogden's not convinced. He thinks that there aren't enough bodies. The player character agrees. And then Gwen is like, well, then they've been captured. And then she's like really mad.
Yeah. And Gwen's voice actress is pretty good. I think. I really buy her hatred and her anger.
Yes.
In all of her dialogue in this kind of episode. So props to Gwen. I don't know who plays her, but they're very good.
Yeah.
This kicks off a mission, like kind of the quest mission-y things that we have to do in Eye of the North that I would qualify as missions. And it is funny that Vec points out that there's not enough corpses there. Vec is kind of he's kind of like our guy that he's like the critical thinker in the group, I think.
Yeah.
Vec's good at that sort of thing. And then battle horns sound, and we're like, oh, like, I guess we're doing this now.
Right.
And we are thrown into a mission style thing called Against the Char.
Yes.
When I originally planned this episode, I forgot that this mission existed. And so I was like, oh, let's just go play through Warband of Brothers, which is the second mission type thing. So this episode ended up longer than we anticipated. Tell me about how you tackled Against the Char.
So I didn't immediately get mission vibes from this. I was thinking quest. So I went in and was like, well, I'm going to do the optional objectives and weaken the garrison. So that's what I chose to do first. And you basically go around taking out patrols, taking their bombs that they drop, and using it to, you can either drop the bombs on other patrols that come along, or you can use them to charge up the siege devourers and have the siege devourers, throw them at the garrison.
Did you do all the bonus objectives?
I did all of the bonus objectives, yes, because you can also take those bombs and take out the watchtowers.
I did too. I think I have done them before at least once for like achievements or whatever. But usually, like 9 times out of the probably 10 times I've run this mission before, I blow them off. So I was like, oh, this will be fun.
Yeah. I think that's what I've done in the past as well. And I was like, I don't remember doing this. Let's do this.
Well, and I kind of remembered that the camp is a little bit like, if you have an optimized party, it's fine, but my party is kind of weak. So I was like, I think I should probably do these to make the camp a little easier. Did you catch the name of the Char boss that is in charge of the supply caravan?
Of the supply caravan?
Yeah.
No, I can't recall.
So one of the bonus objectives is to go blow up a supply caravan.
Yes.
And the Char that is in charge of this caravan, the boss there, his name is Groknar Weaselwarts.
That's a great name.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. ArenaNet really back on their A game.
Yes, I noted that as well, that the boss names are, the cool boss names are back.
There's a few good ones. The end bosses in the camp are Harvest Soul Rain.
Yeah.
And Gordam Grief Giver.
Yeah.
Which sounds like the name of the ultimate Guild Wars 2 PvP player.
Absolutely. Yes.
Or more likely World versus World player.
Right.
Let's be real for a second. The ultimate World versus World ganker.
Yeah.
But this mission's really fun. I thought this was a good little time going around doing the bonus objectives, and then you come down to the camp and it's like half cleared out already. That's good. After you do the siege devourers are really cool.
Yes, they are what they sound like. They're big ass devourers, and you use them as siege weapons.
Yeah. They fire bombs really far. It's super cool. There's a lot of really cool giant things in this play session, guys. This is a cool mission. The next mission is also really good. I would say overall, this is the best content in Eye of the North so far.
Yes, I would agree.
It kind of really in comparison, I would say the Norn storyline is kind of meh, both in terms of gameplay and visual presentation. There's a lot more going on with the gameplay here. There's a lot more going on with the story here. There's a lot more going on with the characters here.
Yeah, and I think that probably, the Char were already an established race thanks to prophecies. And so they didn't have to kind of re-establish them. Yeah. They got to just deepen them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's very clear-cut, pre-established conflict that they can play off of in this storyline, and they really dig deep into that, and it works really well.
Yes.
So after we take out Harvest Soul Rain and Gordam at the main camp, also wanted to point out the explosion animations are actually pretty good.
They are.
For the game's time period.
Yeah.
When I blew up the towers, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of neat.
Yeah.
But there is a cutscene that plays once we've taken the camp over. This cutscene is called The Char Prisoner.
Yes.
How does this go?
So we find a Char prisoner and decide to talk to him a bit. We're trying to get information since we just took out the boss and his homie, because he wouldn't give us any information about the Vanguard. And we're like, why is this Char being imprisoned by Char? And so he's like, I could tell you some information if you'll just let me out and come and help me get my buddies back, essentially. Gwen is not having it. She's not down with helping Char. Your character is a little bit more measured. And is willing to listen. And I think this is when Pyre starts calling her a mouse, which just cracks me up because that joke just keeps on going. And so he basically tells you that his his warband was imprisoned, or he was imprisoned because he didn't go along with the crazy shamans.
Yeah, we get some good background on what is going on with the Char at this time, and we get kind of the foundation of the world building that goes into the beginning of Guild Wars 2,
Yeah.
essentially. So the Char follow the Shaman caste. I don't think the lore about the different legions existed at this time. I could be wrong.
No, I don't think so either.
I think they came up with that for Guild Wars 2.
I think they did, although later, I think it's in the cutscene for right before the next mission, a couple of his warband mates come out of the shadows, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that they were there. And he's like, no, you wouldn't. And so they gave me Ash Legion vibes because they're sort of like the sneaky ones.
The archetypes are there.
Yes.
Yeah, but for the lore at the moment, the Char follow their shamans.
Yeah.
And the shamans worshipped the Titans for a while. Since the Titans were destroyed, we find out the shamans are now worshiping false gods called that are the destroyers.
Right.
So the destroyers are kind of the new Char gods. They're Titans 2.0.
Yep.
Pyre is the one who calls them false gods, and that's where we kind of get the fact drop that Pyre and his warband are in prison because they do not agree with the shaman caste.
Correct.
They're kind of rebels in their own society.
Yes.
So he basically tells us, hey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's work together.
Exactly.
So our new mission is to help Pyre free his warband, and then he will in turn help us find the Ebon Vanguard.
Yes, and if he steps out of line, we're going to let Gwen gut him.
Yes, and his banter with Gwen is very good. Gwen is very hateful of him, like venomously so.
Yes.
And I think is he Steve Bloom? He sounds
it might be, yeah, probably is.
Whoever's playing Pyre is doing a great job. He does a good job of sounding exasperated, dismissive, but also understanding at the same time. Like he's over it, but he also understands why Gwen has the animosity she does.
Yes.
It's good. There's good. The writing is good here too. Like the dialogue is good. It's some of the best like dialogue interaction I think we've had across all 3 campaigns so far. All 4 campaigns if we're counting this as a campaign.
Yeah. And you're right, it was Steve Bloom.
Yeah, you can kind of Steve Bloom is one of those ones where you can
he's
always
very distinctive.
Yeah, he's super distinctive. But it's a good he plays a good Char. Steve does.
He does.
Guys, just wait for Guild Wars 2.
Yes.
But now we've got this quest called the Dawn of Rebellion. Pyre insists we need to rescue his warband to find the Vanguard. They have been branded as heretics by a guy named Hierophant Burnt Soul. It's always a fire guy that's in charge, isn't it?
Yes.
Which is kind of the building blocks of our lore for the Flame Legion come Guild Wars 2.
Yes.
And the warband itself is being hunted down by a guy named Scorch Maulclaw.
Yes.
And then the warband is being held underground by Maulclaw's head torturer, Flame Master Maltooth.
Maltooth, yeah, that's a good name as well.
It is. And apparently they are the Maul warband.
They are the Maul warband, yes.
And this quest, the way it structures the hierarchy of these villains is Scorch is the leader and Flame Master Maltooth is the torturer. But Flame Master Maltooth, when we do the mission, is actually the final boss.
He is, yes.
So we got to head over and take care of that. How does this go for you?
Pretty good. Because we have to go into, this is where we get into what Dawn of the Rebellion is the next quest.
Yeah.
And we go into the Delata Uplands map. Did you take a Siege Devourer with you?
I didn't know. I didn't know you could do that. Can you grab them just like out in the open world?
Apparently you can and take them across maps. I didn't know that was a thing and forgot.
Oh, so you can go in the portal with one. You'll come out the other side with the Siege Devourer.
I guess so. According to the wiki, you can, but I didn't look at the wiki, and so I didn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you go through. You've got to basically. This was interesting because this is you have to use a char lock in order to get clear your way into the next
Did you try to use it and it gave you the little blurb that says maybe Pyre can help?
Yeah. And I was like, well, come on, Pyre, what are you doing? Get your butt over here.
Yeah, I found it interesting that you can walk up to it and do that before the quest will trigger Pyre to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever ran into that before when I
Mhm.
played this game before, because I didn't remember that, but nice touch.
Yeah.
Pyre is still just a helper here. I don't think he is in our party yet.
Yeah, he might be in as an ally, but not like a.
He's not a hero.
Correct.
Yeah. And as we run in here, there is a new enemy in this little camp. There's these big demonic looking cats called char hunter beasts.
Yeah.
They're like big cat ox hybrids.
Yeah.
They're really scary looking.
Yeah. It's a very good model.
Yeah, they're super cool. Just really like big, demonic, nasty looking things. They almost look like they're a machine of some sort.
Yeah.
They're like a big cat with armor all over them. They're crazy. They're fire elementalists. They got double dragon. It's not a good time.
No, you got to be careful. Yeah. How did that go for you? Once you get into the little area where Scorch Maulclaw is hanging out?
Pretty chill. The hunter beasts have kind of high armor, but once you chew through them, I'd say they're harder than Scorch and his group.
I agree.
I think Scorch is a fire elementalist, but he's not nearly as problematic as the end boss of the Warband of Brothers dungeon quest. And then once we kill Scorch, we get a cutscene called the Warband. I think this is the most cutscenes in one play session ever for us.
Yeah, this is where his two buddies come out of hiding. And then they tell us that he's like, I think one of them starts to like poke at him for hanging out with humans. And he asks them where the rest of the warband is, and they tell him that they've been captured, that they're locked up still.
And we find out a pretty kind of a fun little trivia fact about Pyre Fierceshot in this cutscene. His warband refer to him. They say they never thought they'd see the son of Vatlaw hanging out with humans. Right. And Vatlaw Doomtooth is a char that we killed at the end of pre-searing Ascalon on our way to the main game.
I'd forgotten that connection, but yeah.
Yeah, he attacks Ascalon City, and we kill him in the caves, and then the searing happens.
Right.
Vatlaw Doomtooth is one of the few NPCs in pre-searing that has an elite skill. He has Barrage.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So that's
I'm glad that you remembered that.
Yeah, it's a fun little detail. This is the Fierce Warband because they've all got Fierce in their name. This is kind of, I feel like this is the this quest specifically is the building blocks of the warband concept, right?
Right.
I feel like because before this quest line, the char are just red NPCs that we fight, right? This is the first time a char is actively a character, I want to say.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we get any sort of look into what their society looks like, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Besides learning in prophecies that they worship the Titans. But other than that, this is the first char lore that we have. And it's good stuff.
It is.
The three more. So we've got 2 members of the warband up top here that we liberated by taking the camp back. 3 if you count Pyre. And there's 3 more to rescue in this underground complex that is known as the Cathedral of Flames.
Yeah.
And this is a dungeon. It is the Cathedral of Flames dungeon, but it also doubles as a mission location for the plot. Same as the A Gate Too Far mission that we did last episode. That is the Raven's Point dungeon in general PvE.
Right.
So we finished the quest for the Warband, Dawn of Rebellion, and now we have to do the Warband of Brothers mission quest. We actually go down, we clear out each level of this dungeon. We're going to rescue the rest of Pyre's Warband. Um, did you just hop right into this?
I did, yeah. Once you unlock, right before this mission starts, you unlock Doomlore Shrine as an outpost. And you talk to one of his warband mates, and he will get you into the dungeon. And so, yeah, I just hopped in.
Yeah, you kind of just run over to the merchant, who's one of Pyre's dudes.
Mhm.
I want to say it's Gron Fierceclaw, and he gives you a quest reward, and then you can just ask to join the mission.
Yep.
This dungeon is pretty cool. I think it's way cooler than the Raven's Point dungeon from the North
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah.
Visually, layout wise, design wise, there's a lot more variation in the like rooms and visuals, whereas Raven's Point is just like, this is an ice cave. The whole thing is an ice cave.
Yeah, this one was giving me what's the vibe I was getting from this one?
It's got a whole lot of reused Sorrow's Furnace assets.
Well, I wasn't getting Sorrow's Furnace from it. The first floor was giving me what's that first dungeon in Guild Wars 2? The
Ascalonian Catacombs? Or
yes.
The one where you would farm Path 1 all the time, when Guild Wars 2 first came out for money.
I think so. I think that's the one. There was
Citadel of Flame.
No, not Citadel of Flame. It was another one. Anyways, it was giving me those assets were giving me the same vibe, because it had like the long rooms, and I think in Guild Wars 2 it had like tables. I
may be thinking of Sorrow's Embrace.
Nope, no. It's like a low level.
That must be the first one. It must be Ascalon Catacombs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
you go in like a banquet hall with and it's got like tables.
Yes, that's what it is. The banquet hall. Thank you. So that first room was giving me those vibes, and I was like, I've been here before. So, I mean, it's probably just reused assets or assets that they just kind of updated.
Yeah, it's probably, I think it's a hodgepodge of pre-existing assets, probably some new ones, right? Like they probably had time to make some new ones,
right?
But like the chains and the lava are from Sorrow's Furnace.
Yeah.
You can even see like the hanging. So in Sorrow's Furnace, there's the end boss, spoilers, is the Iron Forgeman, which is like a giant mech robot on chains.
Yep.
And throughout that dungeon, there's like hanging prototype versions of his head. And those are reused in this dungeon on some of the lower floors.
Yes.
But there's like a giant lava pit. It's really cool. There's like a burning forest at some point in here. Yep. There's a spider room. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool, crazy dungeon.
Yeah.
It actually feels like a dungeon. It
does
like a I'm like in a fantasy game. It's good stuff.
Yes, it is.
And we kind of got to rampage through here and kill some guards, get some keys, open some cells, the prisoner rescue shtick from Guild Wars.
Right.
It's very Nightfall-y, right? Kill the guard, get the key.
Right.
You got all your Nightfall like map markers. Nightfall really laid the groundwork for dungeons.
For this, yeah.
I think. It's really annoying that the guards run away from you.
It really is. Like if you don't kill them quick enough. And the first guy I went after and didn't realize that he'd run away. And I was like, wait, where'd the guy go? Can I just open the door? And I was like, where'd the key go? Like, where did this guy go? And that I did have to look up on the wiki. And it says, he'll run away and you got to go get him.
Yeah, he runs way down by the next door with the guards.
It's really annoying. And so I went and I was like, well, now I know to kill those guys quick.
Yes, and as we enter the dungeon, Pyre mentions that this is the Cathedral of Flames, which is a base for the shamans. So this is like the closest thing the Char have to a political prison.
Right. Yeah.
This is the flame shaman gulag, apparently.
Apparently.
So yeah, that happens in this really big banquet hall type room with like tables covered in spider webs. And then we rescue a guy named Pyre Fierceshot, I want to say.
Yeah, sounds right.
They've all got kind of throwaway names, but they're all fierce. I promise.
They are fierce. Yes.
And Seer, so this is where the kind of baked in conflict between the humans and the Char starts to raise its head again.
Mhm.
Because when Seer greets us, he refers to us as slaves,
Yeah.
which is pretty dark.
Mhm.
Because like Pyre is willing to work with us and he's willing to treat us as equals, but the rest of his warband are much more disdainful of us.
Yes.
And Gwen is like very vocal about how not cool with this she is.
Yeah.
So good writing here.
Yeah.
We descend deeper after we rescue him. The next level looks different. It's like a gray cave with like a white sandy floor.
Yep.
And then Cowl Fierce Heart?
Tongue.
Tongue.
Fierce tongue. Yeah.
He's being kept in like a crystal palace.
Yeah. It had very like glint slayer kind of.
It's super out of place.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, what is this guy doing here? Well, places.
And there's like 40 Char around his cell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a ton.
It's kind of wild.
Did you find any of this to be like a challenge, like combat wise?
Not really, no.
Yeah, we have his warband with us, so we have like 4 extra people. So none of the combat is terribly challenging, except for the end encounter, which I found pretty hard.
The end encounter is kind of a pain.
Yes.
It's on floor 3 after we liberate Roan Fierceheart.
And how did you do at the end of floor 2? How did you do with the spider room?
I think it went okay because I have no terrible memories.
Oh, I got absolutely murked in the spider room. I wiped.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I made the mistake of first of all, I made the mistake of forgetting that this room happens.
Okay.
And so I ran up to the boss. And this is a Paragon boss, so he has pretty high armor. So it took me a really long time to kill the boss.
Oh, right. I think I ended up like taking out his homies before I got to him.
Yeah, that's the move.
So I took it slow.
That's the move because so he's a Paragon boss, right? So A, he's heavily armored. B, he is not dangerous, right? Paragons are not dangerous.
Yeah.
So I put all my energy foolishly into trying to kill that stupid spider boss. And well, about 40 spiders all shot me.
Right.
And yeah, my team died.
Yeah, I took out his buddies. And because they're all like in front of him, around him. So I was like, well, I'm not wading into that mess.
And the way is also open, I believe. I believe you can just run past it if you don't want to.
You can, but I was like, knowing what will happen is I'll go up to this guy and they'll just mob me. So I was like, better not.
Not a bad idea. Yeah. Safe way to play it. But yeah, you run through that room and then the portal for floor 3 is available. And I thought it was interesting that on the 3rd floor, Gwen mentions that she'd like to bury her sword in the heart of this Maltooth guy.
Yeah.
Gwen is a mesmer. Mesmers cannot use swords in Guild Wars 1.
No, that comes later.
Yeah. But, maybe it's foreshadowing.
Maybe.
Right? Maybe they were thinking, maybe they were theory crafting the duelist trait tree already.
Maybe. Yeah.
For the Guild Wars 2 Mesmer. But there's a cool little lava river down here. Did you run into a magma blister?
I did.
Yeah. Was he hard?
Not really. He was kind of annoying.
They look cool.
Not like they do look cool, but it wasn't anything.
They're like
I think at one point,
sea anemone, but magma.
But magma, yes, that is a very good way to describe it. I think at one point, this was hard, but not anymore.
No. And at that point, after you've wandered through a few more groups of Char, you come across this huge room with like a big sloping walkway down to like a throne room.
Yes.
It's super epic looking. It's really cool.
It is.
It's like dimly lit with torches. It's dope. Very foreboding. Very Char.
Very Char, yes.
And at the end of that throne, like kind of on the throne dais, at the other end of the room is this Flame Master Maltooth guy.
Yep.
And he's got a little group with him. And it doesn't look too bad initially.
Right. But
How
off
did
to
you
the
how did
side.
you handle this encounter?
So I was like, okay, there's a small little patrols, but I think I had seen, because I had gone to the wiki for something, um, that it said something about char effigies, and I was like, oh, effigies. I remember those being annoying. I better be careful. Um, and so I tried to take out his little patrol buddies first without aggroing the effigies. It didn't go so well. Aggroed at least one effigy and then was taking out his char buddies. Um, then the other effigy came to play, and I was like, well, we're kind of in it now. Some of my people were dying, and I was like, get your butts back up. Healers, do your thing. And we finally did make it, kill the effigies. I think at one point I was like, well, screw the little guys. I'm just going to focus on the effigies because they're more annoying. These guys are just like little gnats. And so once the effigies were down, things went a lot better.
Yeah, the encounter design here is pretty cool.
Yeah.
The effigies are way back in the corners, obscured
Yeah.
by like shadow. You don't
Yes.
notice them at all at first if you don't know
No.
they're there.
Yeah, they are, because the way that the room is designed, there are some huge, what look like skulls with horns, which
Mhm.
is, yeah, and I still can't tell if they're like sculptures or like bones.
I'd like to think that there is a black market trade in pumice skulls from the Ring of Fire Island chain,
Right, right,
and they're like imported by Canthan smugglers or something.
right, yeah,
The Flame Legion spends a lot of their taxation money on this.
right, yeah. And so they're kind of like kind of hidden by these big sculpture things, for lack of a better word. So you don't really see them initially until they light up and start coming to you.
And they're like relative to the player, they're like what, 3 or 4 times your height.
Oh gosh, yeah, they're bigger than the Norn.
Yeah,
For
like
sure.
if you were a human, these things are like over 15 feet tall, I want to
Yes.
say. Yeah, they're gargantuan.
Yeah.
Really cool looking enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool. I believe you have these here and there in Guilders too as well, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they hurt really bad. They're
Yeah.
really nasty.
Yeah.
And there's a couple ways you can go about handling this fight. You can very slowly, patiently, and painstakingly kill all the little guys without aggroing the effigies or Maltooth.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to make you have an easier time.
Mm-hmm.
You can kill Maltooth before anything else has a chance to kill you.
Yeah.
Or you can start the fight, run away, and then handle things a little more slowly like you did.
Right.
I
What did you do?
found myself lacking in patience on this particular day,
I'm shocked.
and I decided to just try and kill Maltooth as soon as possible.
Okay.
Um,
How did that go?
well,
Okay.
I beat the mission,
Uh-huh.
but everyone in my party was dead.
Well.
So I have a fantastic screenshot of my whole party wiped and the resurrection counter timing down while the mission complete banner rolls across my screen.
That's hilarious.
So quite literally, we all killed each other.
Nice.
It was a pretty epic ending. Yeah.
Nice.
Warband of Brothers is a good mission. It's a really fun little descent into madness. Sort
It really is.
It's cool. We do get another cutscene after this. It's like 4 cutscenes, 4 or 5, honestly. Let's see. There's questions and answers. There is the warband. There is the Char prisoner. That's 3. That might be. Oh, and then there's the audience with the king if you turned in the quest. So yeah, 4 cutscenes this episode.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It is.
Tell me about this questions and answers cutscene.
I don't really remember it except that I think I wrote down in my notes. I don't really remember the last cutscene, but I know that there's something that happens. Pyre decides to join you.
Mhm.
You start asking him, what can you tell us about where our people are? And I think he tells you that they were carried off further. And that he wants to help you. But yeah, it's very hazy memory here. So what do you remember about it?
It's a pretty cool cutscene.
Mhm.
So he thanks us for freeing his warband. Gwen expresses skepticism,
Right.
um, and Pyre says that he's still willing to help us.
Mhm.
And he mentions that he doesn't want to help us for honor, but because we're his best option for defeating the shamans. So
Right.
it's not like he's a swell guy. He just wants to win his fight, right?
Yeah.
And we're the way
Yeah.
to do that.
Right. And in typical Char fashion, he's like, well, you're good. You are good warriors. And the Char do seem to honor that and prize that, I should say.
And
Um,
it's an interesting position for us as the player because I don't know how famous I am at this point, right? But I should
right.
probably be pretty famous.
Yeah, especially because your characters went through the Prophecies campaign.
I went through the Prophecies campaign, so like I should be like a known quantity to the Char. And then I
Mhm.
killed their gods. Like, hi, I'm the Titan guy, by the way.
Right, by the way.
And then if you're a character who's done like all the campaigns, right, you've literally killed a god at this point.
Right.
But if you're not renowned for that, then Pyre just thinks you're like a cool guy who's
Fighting.
good at fighting.
Yeah.
He has like it's almost funnier if he has no idea who you really are.
Mhm.
And he's
Yeah.
just like, this guy seems great.
Yeah.
So he agrees to have our help. His warband have taken one of the shaman cast Char prisoner.
Yeah.
And Pyre threatens to turn him over to Gwen unless he talks. That's his initial threat.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I did find that funny.
Yeah, he's like, talk or I'll turn you over to the mouse here.
Yeah.
And the Char says the Vanguard are being kept in a place called Sacknoth Valley.
Yes.
Under Hierophant Burnt Soul's like personal watch.
Right.
They want to use the Vanguard as sacrifices to their new gods, who are the Destroyers.
Mm-hmm.
And then our character comments that the Destroyers aren't gods, and the prisoner says, "Who cares as long as people think they are."
Right.
So that gives us an insight into like what the shamans think of their own deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be somebody from one of the ArenaNet writers might be inserting their opinions on religion here.
Yeah, it might be.
We'll breeze past that.
It works.
Yeah, in the context of the Char, it works.
Yes.
And then the Char. So this Char, having talked, he asks if he can go free. And
right.
Pyre full blown shoots him in the neck.
Yep.
And it's really well animated.
It is well animated. Yes. I think it's in the throat.
Yeah, it shows the arrow like fly off of Pyre's bow, and it shows the arrow stick in the guy's neck.
Yep.
There's no blood or anything, but it's still probably the most overtly violent thing in a Guild Wars game up to this point.
And it's supposed to be shocking because it shocks your party. It shocks Gwen. Because they're like, you killed one of your own, and he's like, he doesn't consider that guy one of his own because he's one, not in his warband, and he's two, he's aligned with the shamans.
Yeah, it's a really, really good like moment that shows that while Gwen is hardcore, she's not half as hardcore as she thought she was.
Right.
It kind of takes Gwen down a peg a little bit because up until this point she's just talking shit, right?
Yeah.
And then he shocks her,
right,
which she wasn't ready for. It's pretty cool. And then Pyre is just like, yeah, like you've got some catching up to do, kid.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good scene. I would say this is easily the best content in Eye of the North so far, in all aspects, pretty much. Like visual presentation, voice acting, dialogue, writing, story. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, we like.
Yes, we're hyped about the Char storyline in Guild Wars Eye of the North. This also probably sets the best building blocks for Guild Wars 2 so far out of anything in Eye of the North.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Introducing the Norn is big, but I don't think it's anywhere near as big as setting up the Char storyline with the Flame Legion and their kind of, what's it called when the religious leader is also the head of state? Theocracy?
Theocracy, yes.
Would you say the Char are a theocracy in early Guild Wars 2?
I think the no, I think by that point they're more of...
They're liberated, aren't they?
They are liberated. The shamans are the Flame Legion.
The Flame Legion is their own
little thing, and they are very much looked down on in by the time Guild Wars 2 rolls around. But I think in Guild Wars 1 at this point they are a theocracy, and so this rebel faction that Pyre is part of, it's new and it's a threat to it.
One might say it's the dawn of rebellion.
It is the dawn of rebellion, yes.
Hierophant is a cool title.
It is a cool title.
I don't know if Hierophants are cool people, but it's a cool title.
It is a cool title.
All right, so next episode, we are going to be rolling into Saknoth Valley, and probably I think there's one more mission left. I think we go and Saknoth Valley. And we go confront the Hierophant and rescue the Ebon Vanguard. So we kind of jumped the gun on this one and did a couple missions in one episode. So we might have a few less episodes on the Char storyline, but that doesn't mean the content is less good. I did not do any new side quests this episode.
I didn't do any.
The story content was so chunky, I didn't feel the need to. I did do those Char killing quests out of Eye of the North from Artificer Mulinix.
Yep.
Because it's like you said, I might need that Ebon Vanguard assassin skill to kill that stupid Griffin.
And that
And when you told me about those quests, you probably mentioned it, but I forgot. When you do the Centaur assault, they have those stupid fucking giant snowballs. And my team got murked by the giant snowball, and I had to restart. So that was fun. But other than that, we are going to be jumping into the final part of the Char storyline for Eye of the North next episode. Keep an eye out for more episodes of Tyria Reforged as news on what they're doing with Guild Wars Reforged and what they're doing with Guild Wars 3 continues to come out. We're going to be covering that. Until next time, where can people find you on the internet, Miko?
You can find me at Inky Sticks on various social media platforms.
Awesome. And you can find us at Tyria Now on Twitter and Blue Sky and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and here on YouTube. Go ahead and give us a follow. Leave a comment if you need to correct me on any lore, because I don't read the wiki as much as I should. Let's be real for a second. But until next time, guys.
Yeah.
We will see you later.
See you guys. Bye.